Cage Minds, Micah Frankel, we're at Chisco Boxing. Matthew Griego joins us. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, just getting ready.
July 9th, Young Guns, Santa Ana Star Center. Your closest pro fight to home. How excited are you?
Oh, I'm overwhelmed with excitement, man. I mean, all my fans that couldn't go to Santa Fe or couldn't go to Arizona or all these other places, they're gonna be able to make it, and it's gonna be huge.
Then you were telling me this is gonna be your first camp since your first fight. So, rattled off 4 victories just rapidly, no time to rest. Tell us about that.
It was fun. I mean, I love staying active. The only thing is you don't get a full camp. You know what I mean? You have like 2 weeks to get ready, and you can't really be sore within those 2 weeks, so you can't work as hard as you plan to. So now it's great because I get a full camp and I get to work all the things that I didn't get to work for those fights. So I'm gonna come back that much better for this fight.
So literally with 2 weeks, it wasn't, usually you didn't get to spar, you had to do a lot of bag and mitt work just to keep yourself healthy.
Maybe 2 sparring sessions and that's it, because the last week we don't spar at all, so it wasn't the training camp, you know what I mean?
And now for this camp, how many weeks have we got?
I want to say 4 or 5.
And what's that been like now? 4 or 5 weeks set on one date, not this kind of jumping around looking for fights.
It's great, I like it. Like I said, it's cool to stay busy, but it's better to get in better shape, prepared better for the fight. I'm going to be stronger, faster, in better shape, and I feel better than I did my first fight, so this is the best I felt in my life, actually.
And where are we at on the opponent situation?
Well, they have 2 guys they're talking to, Richard Hernandez and then Carlos Sueta. He's from Mexico. They're supposed to be some tough guys, supposed to be my toughest opponents yet. So we'll see if we get a little test from me here.
At 5-0, is there like a step that you're looking to jump up to take a progression in your career?
Yeah, I just want to, especially fighting here in my hometown, I just want to show people what I could do. I mean, hopefully get another KO. I mean, that's not what we look for. We go in there and just see what comes to us and adjust to the fighter. But if a KO comes, it'll come, and we're just looking to win, that's all.
How do you deal with this pressure? I've never, back in the day, the first time I saw you fight as an amateur, I never seen an amateur with such a crazy big following. How do you handle this pressure at such a young age?
Well, in the amateurs, I had a big following to begin with, so it wasn't too much pressure. I mean, my first fight when I came out, it was a lot different because more people were there, and I felt like a wave. Like I didn't just hear the crowd, I felt them, you know what I mean? So it honestly pumps me up more than anything. It doesn't get me no stage fright or don't get me nervous. It just pumps me up more than anything. And here there's going to be a bigger crowd than I think I've ever seen for me. So it's going to pump me up that much more to go in there and take this guy out.
Not saying anything against you, but that debut fight at Buffalo Thunder, I would have swore if it would have made it to the second round, you would have not had the ability to get off the stool because it looked like there was so much of an adrenaline high and a rush at the beginning, and you came out firing like, it seemed like 60 punches in a row. I was like, this kid, if he doesn't get him out, he may not be able to move after that round. What was it like for you that night, that fight, that moment, and were you that tired after the fight?
I wasn't really tired after the fight. I mean, I was in great shape for that fight. The thing is, I did go in overly aggressive. I mean, I was amped. It was my first pro fight, so I was so amped that I didn't really know what to expect, how hard the shot's gonna feel or what. So I was just, I couldn't think. I even after I dropped the guy the first time, I went to the corner, and before the fight, my coach told me, make sure you look at us when you go to the corner. I went to the corner and my eyes were just locked on my opponent. I didn't hear nothing, I didn't see nothing, I was just wanting to finish it.
Unforgettable moment.
Yeah,
then.
Unforgettable. I'll never forget that because it was kind of funny afterwards. Like, you didn't look at me. My coaches.
And then also now with these fights, they've had you bouncing around throughout the country, but you also got to do that as an amateur over 100 fights. So what's that like getting to see the rest of the nation while you're at your craft from the amateurs now, even as a professional?
It's great to see new places and meet new people all the time. It's better to get your name out there too. But the thing is you don't get to really go and explore, you know what I mean? We go getting ready for a fight, we're there for business. We're not there to mess around and go see, and we're there for business to get the fight done. After the fight, maybe we could go around for a little bit, but we have to get back out and come home and get ready for the next one.
Then talking about pressure on you, that pro debut already, and they compared this young man to Johnny Tapia. You know, nothing like being compared to a top 5 boxer in the state all time. So what do you think about getting those kind of comparisons about your style and your ability in there?
Like I've said before, no, there will never be another Johnny. In or outside of the ring, Johnny was just a great person. His attitude, the way he fought, he was just a tremendous fighter, and one of my favorite all time out of anybody. But it's great. I mean, it's good because that means I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? Following his career or whatever, that means I'm doing something right, and obviously I'm opening eyes to other people.
As young as you are, and jumping in and having this stardom, is it crazy to think? I'm pretty sure there's a couple of years ago when you're sitting in your room, not wanting to do homework, thinking about one day I'm going to be a big famous boxer. What's it like to live your dream?
Oh, it's amazing. My mom actually has a timeline I made when I was 5 years old. I started, well, maybe 6 years old, around there. I started when I was 5, so that timeline I was really young. And I made it, I wanted to turn pro, and then my world title. I had like my timeline with all the years. And it's cool because it actually happened, you know what I mean? Like, it's a dream that I've lived for my entire life. I mean, I don't even remember before boxing. I was young, I was 5 years old, so it's something that I've been living for and wanting. I didn't even have a backup plan. This is what I have to do, and this is what I'm gonna do. That was my mentality growing up.
At 5 years old, what was it to boxing that drew you towards it?
I was good. I mean, I was just naturally a good fighter. I went like 18-0 without losing when I first started, and it was cool. I mean, it's just something I was naturally good at. I walked in the gym and I started hitting the bags, and the first thing the coach told me was like, "You remind me of Johnny Tapia." I was like, whoa. I was like, I mean, my mom actually tells me that story, so I can't remember it vividly, but you know what I mean.
For the fans, for the supporters, what's the message to come out July 9th?
I want to thank all my sponsors. I want to thank all the supporters, the people that are buying tickets to go to this fight, and even the people who are following my career through Facebook or through any of that stuff. I appreciate all you guys. After the fight, all glory to God, of course. And get out there to watch these fights. They're going to be exciting.
Thank you for the time.